Welcome to this first video in our Short Learning at University series. The series looks at these 5 aspects of learning at university. We start with independent learning. When you attend university, you may be experiencing a learning situation where you are in charge of your own learning for the first time. No longer do you have your parents and teachers breathing down your neck, making sure you're getting on with it. Here we give you a few tips with how to cope with the change. You are now responsible for your own learning. You'll be treated like an adult and expected to take responsibility for being where you should be, participating in taught sessions and undertaking the work assigned. You can't wait for other people to give you a push. You need to be the one taking action and proactively finding out what you need to be working on and when it needs to be done by. You now have more freedom to choose when, where and how you study, so you can experiment and find out what works best for you. Do you work best in the morning, afternoon or at night? Do you work best in your room, in one of the library study spaces, outdoors or in a coffee shop? Do you like to work little and often or go for study marathons? It's now up to you. You are in charge of these decisions. To be able to work independently, you need to know your own strengths, admit weaknesses, make the most of opportunities and recognise potential threats to success. Therefore, undertaking a SWOT analysis can be a really helpful start. Start with strengths. What do you already know or really enjoy about your discipline? Which of the general skills shown here do you feel confident with already? Other things like motivation and focus could be strengths too. What about weaknesses? Are there any skills you're weaker at? Be honest with yourself. Admitting it is the first stage in seeking help and advice. This could just be looking online for it, or it could be attending a workshop or making an appointment to talk to a skills specialist. You're not expected to be able to do everything straight away, but you need to develop these skills during your time at university. The same with your modules. Are there any that you feel less confident about? And opportunities. As mentioned earlier, being in control of your own learning can be a great opportunity as you have the freedom to develop your own interests and ways of working. Make a note of things you're looking forward to now that you're in control. And finally, threats. Being in control can also mean things don't get done. So identify those things that you may let slip if you're not careful. If you haven't had to manage your own time before, you may find it takes some getting used to. Procrastination can be another issue if you don't have someone nagging you to get on with something. Like with weaknesses, it's important that you're honest with yourself here so that you can develop strategies to avoid those threats to success. Once you've decided what your weaknesses or threats are, you can draw up a list. Which need to be addressed urgently? Which need addressing but can wait? Is there a natural, logical order in which to tackle them? Whatever your subject, don't be afraid to return to the basics if necessary. It may give you more confidence in the long run to ensure you have a firm understanding of basic concepts and techniques. We totally accept that not everything about being at university revolves around study, but at the same time, it is why you're here, and you need to make sure you prioritise it when necessary. There are so many different support services and online information available to you as our student. Don't be worried about accessing them if you feel at all concerned. After all, they exist with the sole purpose of helping you cope and thrive during your time with us and beyond. Although you are in charge, you are not on your own. The university is a community of people all with the same goal, to maximise your ability to get the most out of the university experience. You can find more help and advice on our Introduction to University Study Skills Guide.